using the table as a boob rest.
You like take the pressure off.
Oh,
I know, it's like,
oh.
If I take it now,
right, I gotta adjust. Always inappropriate.
Hey guys, Matt with BentoByte. I'm here with
Samantha Inoue-Harte.
Thanks for being with us today. So, just to start, I guess, how are things so far? Like the con? Weather's a little bit less than ideal, I guess. But
No, I like the weather. It's snowing. Actually, on the flight in, I don't get to see snow often. I felt really bad because I was sitting between these two really hot guys, and I sat there and he opened up the window, and I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, so I looked out the window and I was like, "It's snowing! You know nothing, Jon Snow!" And I said that to the guy sitting next to me. He thought like he was in hell. He was like, "Oh my gosh, who is this person?"
can I
that's
get off
yelling
the
at
plane,
me?"
please?
And there's a guy like 5 seats behind just starts laughing, and I'm just like panicking, going, "It's snowing! It's snow!" And yeah, it was a very
Good introduction to snow.
nerdtastic moment.
Well, welcome back. I'm sure the snow is welcoming. We're kind of sick of it because every weekend now it's been like, this is the last one. This is the last one. And then it snows again the next week. And it's like, I am not a crook. But, so, a little more on point, and something we kind of talked a bit about off camera, and I was interested to ask you about. You work a lot with animators overseas, and you're an animator yourself, so I kind of like to hear a bit about that process, because I know it's got to be a bit different, like how we do things here versus how they do things there. So are there any sort of barriers there, or is it just like a joy overall, altogether, I'm sure? But...
Well, it's definitely different. When I was doing animation here in the U.S., I got really spoiled because you would sit there and you would have a big room, and that you would share with a couple other people, and then it's like a lot of the heads would have their own offices, and they were decorated really nice, and everybody is friends with each other. Everybody talks and goes to lunch together, goes to the movies. It's a big happy family. And then between times when it's like you're doing a scene and you get done animating a portion and you're like, I need a break. I'm gonna go play Halo for like 15 minutes. Or I'll go play, it's like video games at the homemade arcade, thing that we built. Or and so there's always like a lot of fun. And you go to Japan, it's not like that. Everything is very close together.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of little anime figurines and Godzilla dolls and books on anime decorated your room. It's like you go into an anime studio and it's IKEA desks just covered in paper, and you see people smoking cigarettes, with about 2 inches of ash and just barely, it's like enough cigarette to hold up the ash. It's more ash than actual cigarette, and they're like, just drawing, and that would never fly in the U.S.
No.
So, and you're just, I just sit there and look at it, go like, ooh, this studio is gonna burn.
Good to visit, not to stay.
Yeah, it's like the first thing you notice when you walk into some of the studios. I can't say that it's all studios, but there's a couple of studios that I'm not gonna name in Japan where you open the door, the first thing you see is smoke. And it makes you kind of want to, it brings back memories of the Dick Van Dyke, stop, drop, and roll PSA, and I just kind of was like, whoa, that's an actual, like, it looks solid. There is like a thing of smoke that comes up to my chest. I should probably duck. But yeah, no.
Hope they give you a complimentary gas mask.
No,
like that. No rebreathing.
But they make you take your shoes off. They make you take your shoes off.
To step on the ashes,
and they,
right?
And they give you these little slippers, and so you walk around. It's a lot colder in an animation studio in Japan because everything is so close together, and so because they have all these machines rendering big files, it's so close together. They need to keep it cold so that the way they don't overheat, and so the AC seems to always be cranked up really high, and so you see these animators and they look from a glance, it looks like they're teepees, but it's really just a whole bunch of animators huddled up inside of their blankets like that, and they're animating.
It's like penguins from the South Pole.
Yeah,
They
they're
huddle together for
warmth.
warmth to survive the winter.
But you don't see that in the U.S. No. Nope.
I haven't seen a lot of inside of animation studios, but that did make me think of I'm a huge Dark Souls fan, and I've seen the inside of FromSoft studios. It's so bland, and I thought maybe that was like part of the challenge. Much like Dark Souls is a challenging game, maybe the offices are meant to be challenging because it's just white walls and meant to be dreary. It's like, if you can stand working here, you can stand making a Souls game. But maybe that's just something across the country. So with that too, I did want to touch on just a bit. It's awesome that you got to do stuff with Clerks, stuff with Disney. Was there any big American studio that you liked or that was more memorable working at than like any others?
Well, the first time that I got
Outside your own, by the way. Won't go there.
Oh darn! Man, you just totally. Okay, so working with Spike TV was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It's like, so it's we got contacted by I forgot how we ended up working with them, but that was a time period where I was like getting out on my own for the first time, and it's like I was making a lot of mistakes, learning the ropes, but working with Spike TV, though there were a lot of moments where I just wanted to pull out my hair and gouge out my eyes with spoons, overall the experience was very good because they let me be an animation director for the first time. And I had never had a position that high before. And I was like, wait, I get to be the director? And
Yeah.
I got to work with Justin Roiland, who created, he's the creator
Rick and
of
Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I knew about his stuff was he sent me these animated shorts called The House of Cosby's, which was, I don't know if have you seen House of Cosby's?
No.
It
Just makes me laugh at the name.
It's about a guy who was a fan of Bill Cosby so much that he went to a stand-up performance by Bill Cosby and found a Cosby hair, and with that Cosby hair he cloned his own Cosby, and it was awesome. And then suddenly it becomes multiplicity, and it's a house of Cosbys, and each of the progressive regenerations of this cloned Cosby becomes stupider and stupider and stupider, except for the 10th Cosby that becomes a super Cosby. And so every 10th one is a super Cosby who can get together with the other super Cosbys to save the world. And but all the stupid Cosbys are like one, they only can do one thing, and it's like, I'm bedtime Cosby. It's
I feel like I owe it to myself to go watch that.
You should. You should. And so that was how I met Justin Roiland, and so we worked together on Fresh Baked video games. We did some animated shorts. One of them was we were doing a project called Holy Wars, which was promptly put aside because it was just too lowbrow. And then we did Behind the True Video Game Story, which was kind of like those VH1, you know, what's happened to them now. And so it's like we were telling the stories of, you know, Pac-Man, what happened to Pac-Man after, you know, it's like his heyday, what happened to Donkey Kong, what happened to, you know, Super Mario Brothers,
Poor Sonic.
Pong, yeah, Q*bert. You know, Q*bert ended up having a nose job, and it ended up, you know, it's like ruining his career, kind of like Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing. Her nose was so awesome. But yeah, so it was fun. I liked it. It was a great experience.
Good.
Yay!
Oh, we got it.
Oh no, that
So I
means
have
we
another,
can't
like,
do nothing with you. Wait, you come over here and say hi to the camera.
I'll
You
say
come.
what? Well, I'll just
Don't
throw
worry.
You come when I finger you.
Hi, camera.
I
Oh, we
was-
went in front.
Yeah, you come.
Oh.
Wait, join us. We'll make him to be the monkey in the middle.
And this is part 2 of the interview.
Yay.
Hello.